and welcome back to another nighttime reading vlog. I'm so sleepy, but I managed to finish the book I'm reading. It's 1 a.m. and I managed to finish Ken by Tayari Jones. I also read her bestseller, An American Marriage, and that was really good too. But this one is really popular. I've seen a lot of people check this out at the library, and I've seen a lot of buzz about it on social media. So I was like, let me try it. I'm really not a fiction girly. I'm really not a novel person, but this was good. Once I got through maybe 80 pages, then it really started getting good. And once I was able to keep up with Annie and Nisi, I really did fly through it. This is a pretty thick a pretty thick book too. It's about 300 and some pages, and I'm really not a novel person, but I liked this. I liked reading it. I've been really interested lately in mother-daughter relationships, and I heard that's what this was primarily about, or mostly about. So I said, let me try reading it, and it's actually overdue. It's one of the express books, so it's overdue because I'm not a fast reader. I can't read this book in 14 days, although I think I did read it in about 21 days. But it was really good. I really did enjoy it. So Ken is about two orphaned girls to women. They grew up in the South, and Annie is the one whose mother left her when she was just an infant. She doesn't know who her father is, but she knows her mother left her because she was raised by her grandmother. Nisi is also orphaned. Her mother was killed by her father, and then he turned and killed himself too. So Nisi was raised by her aunt, who was childless and who wanted to remain that way and wanted to just live her life. And I think all of the characters really represent something in society. For example, Nisi's aunt represents the woman in society who wants to be child free. She represents the woman who wants to be unmarried and who wants to experience the world. But she was tasked with raising Nisi after her sister was killed by her husband, and left her Nisi to raise. And then you have Nisi and Annie, who I think represent this trend now, or this idea lately that I've been seeing a lot on social media about decentering men and centering platonic relationships. I think their friendship really represents the importance of platonic relationships and friendships. And it represents the idea that friendships are just as important and can be nurtured in the same way that romantic relationships are nurtured. And that's really something to think about. What if the pinnacle of existence was not marriage? And it was not, what if it's not marriage, and what if it's not motherhood, but rather forging and fortifying and solidifying relationships that you have with other women who know you in and out, with whom you can share your secrets, with whom you can share your deepest thoughts, your deepest desires, And that is just as fulfilling, if not more, I would argue, more fulfilling than a marriage or even than having children. Because neither Nisi nor Annie had children. In fact, spoiler, well, I won't spoil it for those of you who might want to read the book Kin, but neither of them had children. I'll just say that. But the whole book was centered around their relationship. Even though they both had romantic relationships, the relationship they had with each other was really, really amplified beyond their romantic relationships that they had separately. And Nisi, who went to Spelman College, had a roommate, and the two of them had a lesbian affair. And they ended up breaking up, but you really wonder as the reader what life would have been if the two of them had stayed together, if they had lived their life together, because there was another lesbian couple in the book. But you think, wow, Nisi went on to get married to some eligible bachelor in Atlanta, some attorney that really loved her and was kind to her. But I thought, wow, what if she had just been with Joette and they had lived their lives together? How fulfilled they would have been. Joette actually um, was going to get married. She was engaged, but she called off the engagement, or it was called off, and she didn't end up getting married. But she didn't care. She wanted to live her life as she wanted to, and she wanted to be true to herself and live with dignity, being herself, which you have to respect. I mean, whereas Nisi, her preference was to marry a man, have a family. She wanted a mother. She had a mother-in-law who was overbearing and who tried to run her life and who was the third party in her marriage. But she wanted a family life. She wanted a mom. She wanted children. She wanted a normal life, so-called normal life. Respectability politics was a big thing in this book, and it just really makes you think, what if we just lived our lives the way we wanted to live them and didn't worry about what the next person would say? What would our family say if we lived this way? What would my mom think? What would my family think? What would people say? What would the church say? Now, personally speaking, I have given that up. I'm like, I finally left the church, and I don't give a damn, to be honest, what they think about my life that I have to live on my own. I'm living this life, not them. So I don't give a damn what any of them think. But what if when I was of age, or when I was coming of age at 26 or so, when I got married, what if I decided no? Because I knew when I was doing it, it was not the right thing to do. I knew I didn't want to do it, but I did it anyway because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. I thought that's what I was expected to do. And look at me now, separated, filed for divorce, awaiting a hearing. So, if nothing else, what I take from that book is live your life the way you want to live it. Do what's fulfilling to you. Follow your heart and don't worry about what people say. Don't worry about this society and what's respectable and what people are going to say, what's the gossip going to be, because you're the one who has to live your life and no one else. So anyway, that's enough of my bedtime reading vlog for the night. But Ken, it's definitely a great book for discussion. There's more to say about it, but those were my main takeaways. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.